Good morning. I am Crusty. Today we're going to do a couple of different things. First off, we're going to start tanning a muskrat. And so for that, at least to start, we're going to use water and Morton salt. And the ratio is 1 gallon of water, half pound of salt. We might not need 2 gallons, I'm going to see. After we do that, we're going to clean up this walleye from this morning. And then, well, he's still frozen, so he might have to wait till later. But after that, we'll see what else we get up to. Probably should have filled this up first. Normally you want to use warm water, but it just makes the salt a little easier to dissolve, that's all. It's looking like we're not going to have room to do 2 gallons of water, so that means we're only going to do about half of this container of salt. A little more. Alright, then we gotta mix it all up. So I'll be back with the muskrat. Alright, so we got our muskrat, and you can see he's a little big to fit in here, but that's no big deal. We'll get him in there. He'll start softening up a little, and then we can get him the rest of the way in there. Very important to have him submerged. We might not need anything to hold him down, but actually, yeah, we might. Alright. Should have thought of this before. Get the one glove off. Hopefully this will be alright. Alright, so we have that hide fully submerged in our salt mixture, and we're gonna leave them in there like that for 5, 6, 7, 8, who knows. We're gonna leave them in there for some hours. What this does is helps the salt bath helps bind the hair to the skin so that it stays on there when we put on our tannin solution. So that's that part. probably not going to catch anything of note here, or anything like exciting, but I'm just killing some time. I'm like right by my house. It took me like 2 minutes to drive here, and the fish are biting aggressively. They're nothing to write home about. Don't get excited. But there is a possibility that we could catch a nice one. It's just been my experience that there's not very many nice fish in this lake. It's a really overfished, like in the middle of town kind of lake. Oh, I had a nibble. There's many fish underneath me. I assume my worm's gone. No, it's still there. Interesting. And he horked it. This bluegill is the size where we throw him on a hook and put him on a tip up. That is hilarious. No wonder it was hard to get him to bite. He's tiny. Good morning, welcome back. So we are doing our next step, or our next steps in the tanning process here. First thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take our little orange bottle, and this needs to soak in hot water for about a half an hour. For muskrats, this is gonna be a little different than if you were tanning like a deer hide or something. A lot of the processes I've found are shortened with smaller things like muskrat, squirrel, rabbit. So keep in mind, these times and like mixture ratios of salt and water and that kind of stuff, that will not be consistent. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our little orange bottle, we're gonna put it in a pot, and we're gonna take this hot water and we're gonna pour it in the pot. Let this stuff get nice and warm. And then we do this. Hey Google, set timer for 30 minutes.
Got it, 30 minutes. And that's starting now.
Now, we're gonna take our rat. Gotta be careful I don't make a mess so I don't get in trouble. Take these plates out of here. And here we have our muskrat skin. Still looks to be a couple little spots that I might have to buff out afterwards. But Joe does a good job skinning and fleshing. A couple little pieces here that can just be pulled off. nice. All right. So, throw this little hunk of meat away. You want to use warm, not hot, but warm water. And Dawn dish soap. And we're going to wash both sides of the hide, both the skin side and the fur side. We're rinsing that salt water off and getting this rat all cleaned up so that we can have a nice tan on him. We're going to scrub them down both sides. Rinse. Now we're going to turn them. So that just means flipping the hide right side out. And we'll suds up this side. And muskrats are greasy, but not so much as like a beaver or something, or a raccoon. I personally find them to be rather easy to clean. What we're doing, obviously we're soaping up the rat, washing all this fur. We're wanting to remove any residual dirt or contaminants, or even just things that are going to leave us with a foul smell afterwards. We want all that to be removed. And it's very important that you never wring a fur like how you would do like a towel or a washcloth. The proper way to rinse this is to start at the top and you squeeze down. And we're going to repeat this until the water runs clear out of the fur. See, we still got tons of soap in there. Once again, hold them by the nose and squeeze down. So that water coming out's pretty clean. I think we're going to do one more rinse. And then we'll turn them back inside out. Just want to make sure there's no more suds coming out of them. This is a really pretty rat. Not the biggest rat, but pretty in color. Hold him by the nose, squeeze down. Now, we want this to be as dry as possible because the next part is this has to sit out and dry at least while the formula is still warming up, and then we'll be putting the tanning solution on the skin side, obviously, and that will then be turned inside out after this tanning solution is applied. And once the fur is flipped out, then we're going to roll it up and let it sit for about 24 hours. Can get away with a little less. Honestly, it's 9 a.m. right now. We'll probably check around 7:30 tomorrow morning or so. But for now, we gotta get this to dry. So I have to get like something. Always very important when you're working with wild animals too. Even though it's clean, wear gloves. Simple. I'm gonna get something to hang it up, and I'll see you in the next step. All right, so our timer has gone off. You want the muskrat to be kind of tacky. Like, you want him to not be wet, but you don't want him to be dry either. We take this stuff, shake it up really well. And you want to be really generous with this tanning stuff. And you're going to want to rub it into every single piece or part of skin you want this to be on. And I've found that it's better to put on too much than not enough. So we're making sure we're getting all the spots up here by the face, rubbing this all down. Now we're gonna flip them over. Squirt a generous amount of this stuff on there. You want to make sure the edges are really important. All the way down to the bottom, very important. Because if anything starts to rot, the edges are going to rot first. So you want to make sure that gets very well covered. Also, this area up here by the nose, by the eyes, very important, under the cheeks. Make sure it all gets covered. Like I said, don't be afraid. If you think you need a little more, put a little more. Very important that you don't get any of this stuff, the orange bottle stuff. Don't get any of it on your clothes. Don't get it on your hands. Very important to wear gloves. All right. Now that we got them all good and covered, we're going to take and flip them once again. Fur side out. And then we're going to start at the nose. We're going to roll them up. Skin touching skin. You don't want any wrinkles in them. Make sure he's flat. Skin touching skin, roll them up. Fold over this little end piece here. We're going to let that sit for at least 24 hours. Well, we might check it in I might check it before I go to bed tonight. It just will be rolled up. I'll unroll it and flip it skin side out. If I end up doing that tonight, I'll add it on the video. Otherwise, might go fishing, might not. We'll see what happens. Welcome back. I'm Crusty. It's been a day. We're gonna unroll a little rolled up muskrat. We're gonna turn them again. And it looks like there's still some stuff that I'm gonna have to pick off. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start pulling on him, stretching him. We want these fibers in here to turn white. You see I still got some stuff on him here. That's fine. I'll sand it off when I get a little further into the process here. But basically, for the next day or so, I'm just going to be pulling on this and letting it dry and pulling on it and letting it dry, pulling from all angles, trying to get all sides. We want this rat to turn out to be completely white and leather-like. We might have to add a little more tannin solution. We'll see as it dries more. It's drier than I thought it would be, but it's not like dry yet. Welcome back. I am Crusty. So I've been working on this muskrat for a couple days now. The leather side of it isn't pretty, so I'm not going to show it to you. That's something that I'm still learning, is how to make the leather side look nice. But for a wall hanger, it's okay if it's stiff and stuff still. So this is our final product that we came up with, and it's really soft and there's no hair slipping. So this is gonna make a great wall hanger, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. I'm gonna make a cooking video this week, and then we might do some more ice fishing, might do some open water fishing, and coming up soon, I'm doing a giveaway. So make sure you remember to like and subscribe and stay tuned for that. I've been Crusty. Peace. tacky. Like, you want them to not be wet, but you don't want them to be dry either. We take this stuff, shake it up really well. And you want to be really generous with this tanning stuff. And you're going to want to rub it into every single piece or part of skin you want this to be on. And I've found that it's better to put on too much than not enough. So we're making sure we're getting all the spots up here by the face, rubbing this all down. Now we're going to flip them over. Squirt a generous amount of this stuff on there. You want to make sure the edges are really important. All the way down to the bottom, very important. Because if anything starts to rot, the edges are going to rot first. So you want to make sure that gets very well covered. Also, this area up here by the nose, by the eyes, very important, under the cheeks. Make sure it all gets covered. Like I said, don't be afraid. If you think you need a little more, put a little more. Very important that you don't get any of this stuff, the orange bottle stuff. Don't get any of it on your clothes. Don't get it on your hands. Very important to wear gloves. Alright. Now that we got them all good and covered, we're going to take and flip them once again. Fur side out. And then we're going to start at the nose. We're going to roll them up. Skin touching skin. You don't want any wrinkles in them. Make sure it's flat. Skin touching skin, roll them up. Fold over this little end piece here. We're going to let that sit for at least 24 hours. Well, we might check it. I might check it before I go to bed tonight. It just will be rolled up. No, unroll it and flip it skin side out. If I end up doing that tonight, I'll add it on the video. Otherwise, might go fishing, might not. We'll see what happens. Welcome back. I am Crusty. It's been a day. We're gonna unroll a little rolled up muskrat. We're gonna turn them again. And it looks like there's still some stuff that I'm gonna have to pick off. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start pulling on him, stretching him. We want these fibers in here see I still got some stuff on them here. That's fine. I'll sand it off when I get a little further into the process here. But basically, for the next day or so, I'm just going to be pulling on this and letting it dry and pulling on it and letting it dry, pulling from all angles, trying to get all sides. We want this wrap to turn out to be completely white and leather-like. We might have to add a little more tannin solution. We'll see as it dries more. It's drier than I thought it would be, but it's not like dry yet. Yeah, we're just gonna keep pulling on them, stretching it, working that hide. We want it all to get to be like this white consistency that we have right there. So yeah, I'm gonna be pulling on this thing for the next couple of hours, doing some sanding, and might even have some more tanning solution put on here. But I will keep you updated, and I will show you the final product when it's done. Welcome back. I am Crusty. So I've been working on this muskrat for a couple days now. The leather side of it isn't pretty, so I'm not going to show it to you. That's something that I'm still learning, is how to make the leather side look nice. But for a wall hanger, it's okay if it's stiff and stuff still. So this is our final product that we came up with, and it's really soft and there's no hair slipping. So this is going to make a great wall hanger, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. I'm going to make a cooking video this week, and then we might do some more ice fishing, might do some open water fishing.